Hello, hello, hello. Hello, and welcome to the Space Between Ideas. I'm just going to share my entire screen, and you can see what's up. And of course, as always, I just like to just check to make sure the audio is working. And once I this is good. All right, so I've been using the second window. Let's take a look. So it says breaking down your request. Okay, so break down what has been completed sprint one. What was my request? Okay, so I said, okay, I would like to provide a breakdown of what has been completed, discuss how we've developed a communication pattern and what is starting to become easy and fluid as you provide clear prompts for the AI IEDs. And as I paste the prompts and report the work that they are doing with you, I want you to update the architect about our work and what we've accomplished and ask if there's an opportunity here to create another markdown file regarding the role of the architect and the role of the IED specialist so that in the future, if I lost both of these windows, I could update all the previous documents. And this additional markdown file within two separate windows and be able to continue the project seamlessly. And if we wish to continue with sprint one before creating this markdown file, also ask if there is an opportunity to add another window within our planning process that would specialize in the specific task. Or if two windows is enough, please highlight what you know specifically about working with Cursor, Windsurf, and Replete so that there's a context that expresses why it's better to have two open windows working on slightly different tasks. All right, so what does it say? Oh, you're not going to be able to hear this. Hold on a second.
Manager, this is a great point to pause, reflect, and plan our meta process. I appreciate you thinking about how to make our collaboration even more robust and an easy and fluid communication pattern as you described it. Let's break down your request. 1. Breakdown of what has been completed. Sprint 1 Establish foundational infrastructure and authentication. So far, focusing on the initial tasks from our revised scoreboard for Sprint 1. Task: Initialize Next, JS, TypeScript, project Users, James Gates, Documents, Cursor, Gemini Test Cursor, Guidance MVP. Windsurf instance, completed. Project Guidance MVP created at Users, James Gates, Documents, Cursor, Gemini Test Windsurf, Guidance MVP. Replit instance, completed. Project Guidance MVP created in Replit using the Next.js.
All right, I'll just have to read it for you because it's not sharing the. All right, so it doesn't actually it's not sharing it, so we'll just go from here. All right, so it says breakdown what's been completed. Sprint one, establish foundational infrastructure authentication. Is that what it is? Let's check. So here's the sprint, and then here it is: establish foundational infrastructure and authentication, and then core navigation page structure. So this is not actually completed yet because the next stage that the thing is asking me to do is to set up some kind of. Anyways, you can see here. So it's like here, the Git operations performed. Uh, the project is set up. We didn't really do much. We just set up the project here. We set up the project here. Problem I was having with this one, the reason why it was taking so long was because I actually had to click the letter Y. So it started doing the thing, and then there was like some little thing that said you have to click yes, Y for yes, and so it was waiting for me to click yes. I think that's kind of weird. And then there was another thing where it was asking me if I wanted to do like super fast or turbo or something like that. I had to ask the um, I had to ask Gemini if it wanted to do turbo, and it said no, we don't want to do turbo. So I was like, all right, whatever. I don't really care, because like there's so many things I don't understand. So this is why I'm trying to utilize these AI tools to be able to solve these issues. So it's completed the Git, whatever Git initial is about, and then replete. So it started to fix some stuff in replete. All right, pending immediate next steps for scoreboard. Create the Superbase project. Now, okay, here, discussion about our communication pattern. I agree our current pattern is developing nicely. You as the project manager, architect Gemini, me as the liaison AI specialist Gemini. And then we go into the AI IDEs, and then this is a multi-layered approach, whereas I act as an intermediate or translate architectural goals into IDA-specific instructions and interpret their responses. Seems to be making process more manageable and easy and fluid. As you said, our role is clearly reporting as an AI ID's output is vital to this. Update architect questions. So prompts for Gemini. So architect quickly update on sprint 1. So they're updating on sprint 1. Next steps, we're about to proceed with the Supabase project externally and then move on to Prism setup, communication patterns, questions. So here's some questions. Based on insights, here's some, okay, highlight what we should know specifically about working with Cursor, Windsurf, Replete. So I wanted to tell the architect exactly what's going on. So it says Replete, this operates on a cloud base, then here's some AI unique capable understanding, and then I can propose exceeding changes like uninstalling packages. It seems to be good at contextual awareness. It's sometimes slightly off with its initial assessment of template. The benefits of 2-window architect liaison Replete, liaison with, okay, so it's actually saying why it's a benefit of why we have 2 different windows open in Gemini. Here's Cursor, and also why there's a benefit. Here's Windsurf, why it's better to have 2 human-directed AI windows working on slightly different tasks. Wow, it really goes into that. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to just say, I'm going to copy this. Can I copy this? Wow, it's like in the wrong place. It's right over top of the other button. All right, so now we're going to go back here. And we're going to say, okay, so Gemini, hi architect. So we've made progress with the work. You are the primary decision maker, and after reading the ideas and recommendations below, you should make your own decision about what to do. You can independently use the brainstorm and choose modules if needed, and provide your advice. Okay, so then I just paste what the other guy said. So I want to give the architect the autonomy to be able to do what it wants to do, and also give it a thinking methodology with the brainstorm and choose, so that it actually goes through the process of thinking through what the best decision is. And this is the whole reason why I'm doing this calibration process, is because I know that there is a thinking process that goes into the Gemini tool already, but I'm not necessarily satisfied with that thinking process. And so I'm directing the way that I would like it to think about problems and to provide its advice. Okay, project manager, thank you for relying this comprehensive update and analysis from the Liaison Gemini. I have reviewed it carefully, and from my perspective as an architect, acknowledge progress, excellent work, it's good to confirm. Okay, this completes the first task group of sprint 1. Communication pattern, I concur with Liaison assessment, architect, liaison, project manager, IDEs. This separation of concerns seems efficient, leverages each component's strengths effectively. Addressing liaison queries, new documentation file for roles. The liaison raises a good question about documenting our collaborative roles and iteration flow. Decision as architect, yes, creating this documentation is a valuable step of ensuring clarity and helping recalibrate context efficiently if needed. Let's establish this formally. Action, we will add an 8th document to our collaboration set. Markdown file. Okay. So then that takes us to Arrowhead, sprint 1. This is sprint calibration. And it's going to be actually number 9. Markdown for roles. Architect and liaison. Liaison. Okay. So which means we're going to need to create another file. The file name is thus. And the file content is thus. This document defines the roles and expeditions you. Executor, architect AI, primary Gemini instance, architect liaison. Perfect. Decision as an architect. For the scope of the MVP, currently defined existing structure appears sufficient. The liaison roles. Okay. Immediate steps for sprint. Okay, so it wants us to go to Supabase. Can you update the markdown file to express the details related to how the window, the roles, should understand how to work with the AI IDEs and reflect on how to structure information and work processes so that we have the best collaboration environment. What additional information would be helpful for future AI tools that I use if I suddenly lost access and want the tools to be calibrated? It's wild. I spend so much time thinking about calibrating tools, but it's really true. Because remember, if you go back like a month ago or maybe even 2 months ago, I was always like, I would create a new window. Here's the updated and expanded version. All right, so this is the same. This is the same. This is the same. This is the same. Interesting. Okay. I mean, I don't know if that's perfect, but I don't think it's ever perfect. Right. So the architect recommends the following markdown file to markdown file. Is this enough or too much or on the wrong track, or do you recommend changes? If you recommend changes, make a new markdown file with the changes. Base your decision on after going through the thought process detailed in the brainstorm and choose modules. All right, so now I'm getting a second opinion. Forcing it to go through the brainstorm module and the choose module. Okay, a few minor suggestions for additional clarification I believe would enhance its utility for someone setting up a collaboration structure from scratch. These changes aim to, okay, version 1. All right, I don't really want to read the whole thing. Okay. Good. I like that. So then we just copy this, go back to the architect, and now we're going to get another updated markdown file. But I think this one is key. This is like the most key. I mean, they're all key, but like, because this is I need the tools to work exactly as I want them to work, and they're working right now. What's happening? Liaison. Markup file. Okay, the purpose. We got the roles. We got the standards for the flow. We got the structure for optimal results. We got the 7 core project documentation files. Okay, this version incorporates minor additions. Specifically, it includes the section 0 purpose of this document. It clarifies the 2 windows setup. It also subtly reinforces the use of the apps modules for planning and review. Section 4 provides more comprehensive order-listed documents for load for future AI calibration. It also denotes the dev strategy plan as defining the initial plan before the tech stack, which shows good detail for historical context. What's this? It also correctly notes the dev strategy plan as defining the initial plan before the tech stack was chosen. This revised document looks excellent. If the document is enough, it covers all, not too much, on the right track. Changes. No further changes are needed. Now back to action. Now we got to create the Supabase project. All right, so now we're going to select all, paste, and share. Done. All right, so the tool is now fully calibrated. Well, both of these tools. What did you do? Oops. Oopsie daisies. Okay. Let's do the preview. Reauthorization. Select preview. Okay. Okay, now we can take a little break. Looks like our projects are initialized, and now we need to jump into Supabase to connect everything. Now, I might just do the Supabase thing on my own because it's, like you said, it's just mainly, it's like, where is it? Okay, once you create a Supabase project for these 3 pieces of information ready, let me know, then I'll proceed with the test. Involve configuration of the environment variables secret in your development environment. Yeah, okay, where are we going? Project. Yeah, so I got to go to supabase.com, and then I got to do this, get the project URL, get the anon key, and then get the direct database connection string. So I don't need to share all of these stuffs with the internet. So I'm going to do this stuff, and then we'll just, we'll be back. We'll be back after these messages.